Okay, today we're going to replace the end of this Ethernet cable. The little clippy thing broke off. Happens all the time. So first thing to do, cut the old one off. Should have turned that around. Here we go. Next you want to make sure you have a fairly sharp knife to cut off maybe about an inch of insulation. You want to be careful not to cut the wires, because if you nick the wires, that can make them weak and break after a little while. Let's cut this piece of string off. We don't need the little string thing. We have 4 pairs of wires: green, orange, blue, and brown. And what we need to do is straighten these out so that we can get them in order. And then we have to kind of straighten them out so that they'll go into the connector easier. Let's get these a little bit straight. And if you can do either A or B color codes, but if you do A on one end, do A on the other end. If you do B on one end, do B on the other end also. A and B just switch the green and orange pairs. Electrically they're the same, but if you have A on one end and B on the other, then you've got what's called a crossover cable, and that's made for like connecting 2 computers together. So here we have our 4 pairs untwisted, and I'm going to do the B color code. So we go white orange, then white green, and then we do blue, and then white blue, and then green, and then white brown and brown. And see if we have these still in order. White orange, orange, white green, blue. Oh, let me rearrange this. White blue, green, white brown, brown. I'm going to untwist that a little bit here. And white orange, orange. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, I switched them around again. Let's switch these. White orange, orange. White green, blue, white blue, green. White brown, brown. Okay. Now, the reason you straighten them is so that you can get them next to each other fairly closely. And the new connector has a tab right here, not a tab, but a place where it crimps down on the insulation. So you want to make sure that the insulation gets into the end of the connector there. So you need to cut off some length on these wires so they'll go all the way to the front of there. So I've cut off that much. That'll be about right. Let's double check the order. White, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Now I really don't like this cable because it's really bad on the colors. It doesn't make them very clear which color is which. I've got my crimp tool here. I'm just going to cut off all the ends so that they're all the same length. There we go. How's my length here? I can go just a hair shorter and straighten that up just a little bit. There we go. Double check our order. White, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Okay, good. Still good. And then we take and tab side down. The clip is down on the connector. White, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Okay, everything's in order. And we slide it in, and we force it all the way to the end, and then we look at the end of the connector here and make sure that we can see the ends of the wires. And these little copper contacts will be squished down with the crimper, and then that will also crimp this in to hold the insulation. So we push it into the crimp tool, Give it a nice good squeeze with both hands. And use the clip to release it. And there's the new end. And now what we have to do is double check the our work and see if we did it correctly. Plug this in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like all 8 connections are good. And we'll call that repaired. A success. It's done.